Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading for November 17th to the 23rd. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Scorpio, happy birthday. Thank you for staying up into the midnight hour with me again. Listen, I hope you're having an amazing birthday season. And if this is your birthday week, buckle up, okay? If you're born on the, you see what's happening here, right? Where are we? There we are. Let's talk about it, okay? But first, you see what's happening, right? Every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day. This week is indescribably busy. It is chock full of aspects. Some days I got 4 aspects. There's one that's so rare. Not everyone on earth has experienced it nor will, right? It is a zany sky. You're going to feel a lot of things this week, okay, Scorpio? You're going to feel nostalgic. You're going to feel romantic. You're going to feel rebellious. You're going to feel maybe even a little antsy. You're going to feel driven, inspired, even relief, okay? It's all a little applesauce, okay? I hope you like apples. But the biggest takeaway, by the way, is that this week, 3 takeaways. Out with the old, in with the new. Big time for you. Big time for you. This week does require patience. And the biggest thing of all is you will likely have huge epiphanies. And it starts on Monday. All right, November 17th. You've got the sun in your sign, trining Saturn and Pisces at 25 degrees. If you saw last week's reading, you know what happened on the Sunday before the sun trine Jupiter, right? The luckiest day of the month. And so that spills over into Sunday, forming that perfect 25-degree grand water trine. Yeah? You can't even make this up. You're going through a very special moment because you just had a grand water trine. You're going to have another one, okay? Over the weekend. Yeah, there's more in the back. Saturday and Sunday. I told you it's a loaded week. So just buckle up, okay? You've got 3 very important planets connecting, in the same element. That's a grand trine, right? This time it's in water, right? So it's enormously auspicious, and it's in water. It's emotionally moving. Water heals. You're going to feel this. And trines have the nature of Jupiter. So he's bringing you comfort and good fortune and expansion as he does. Saturn offering stability and support, while the sun in your sign is optimism. It's willpower. And not 2, but it's a grand water trine, right? So 3 areas of your life. And you feel it for the first half of the week. The sun is in your sign. Remember, there's that intense passion that you're known for. And then you've got Jupiter in Cancer. So you've got so much emphasis on just seeking new adventures and expanding your horizons, especially in home and family. And then you've also got fun and pleasure in the mix here. With Jupiter ruling your 5th, relationships is a big theme for you this week. Huge. And your dreams, all about that. Remember, this is a big time for you. And it's going to be one of those weeks where you feel so like Whoopi Goldberg psychic. It's like so much intuitive energy, all this water energy. But this grand water trine, it does feel rewarding for you. All right. It's hopeful with what you've been working on. And it could be something as far back as 2023 coming to fruition. Yeah? Remember, that's when Saturn moved into Pisces. So anyway, you're definitely going to feel something glimmer around this time with this grand water trine that feels like when you go on a beach vacation and the sea feels like bath water. It's so wonderful. All right. There's this emotional buzz to it too. And you're going to do some soul searching. Trust me. You're approaching one of the biggest new moons you've ever experienced. And remember, by the way, half the solar system's retrograde. So you're also going to feel this urge to fix things from your past. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And I know I say that now and you're just like, what? But you're going to have those moments when you were just like, did I really just spend all my time watching this reality show of 20 people trying to become Paris Hilton's best friend. Things like that, whatever. But, more personal to you. Now, here's the thing. Everything that you're going through this day, you're going to want to talk about it because you see, well, it's not even on here. Yeah, it is. Mercury sextile Pluto, 1 degree. Remember, Mercury's still in Sagittarius at this point. Mercury's weak in Sagittarius. He can't talk the talk. Pluto, though, the planet of power and transformation and your modern ruler, yeah, he's going to help you walk the walk. Okay? This is going to be a huge deal for you. Majorly huge because it's connecting your second house of income, salary, and money, as well as home and family. It's a really big theme for you. Also, self-worth, self-value, material possessions. So you're going to be buying stuff for the home, maybe even renovating with Mercury retrograde. You may be renovating, thinking about renovating, things like that. Yeah, you might actually have you're going to be flip-flopping. Like, should we cook food or should we order out? Or go out, or order in, or DoorDash, or whatever. That's going to be a thing. I know it's weird, but your chart can tell you a lot of things. The other thing is by the way, with Mercury sextile Pluto, there's something happening here. Conversation, a deep conversation. Maybe you going really deep about something. Remember, Pluto, sure, excavates. At the same time, Mercury's retrograde. So on Monday, yeah, you're really going to feel something deep inside you awaken with Pluto here, okay? And it really is just scratching the surface for what's to come later. You see the big old boxed aspect. Anyway, Tuesday, November 18th, Mercury moves back into your sign. And this is going to happen around midnight, so until the end of the month. So there you go. You got Mercury retrograde in your sign. Bringing up people, circumstances from October back into your life. Remember, Mercury was in your sign direct in October, especially themes that have to do with love and wealth and intimacy, your personal transformation, relationships, all in the name of like reassessing and rethinking the direction that you want to go. Okay. And Mercury at this point, yeah, he has a little bit of FOMO because that grand water trine is already in effect. So he's hopping on board that ship. Barely. Like the party's in the front of the boat. He's all the way in the back. All right. There's a lot of people on this party boat. It's your birthday party boat. Anyway, you're definitely going to feel this. You're definitely going to feel it. You're going to feel that deep, intense passion return. So you're going to feel back in your comfort zone. It's something. There's an alarm going off somewhere. Anyway, speaking of which, with Mercury retrograde back in your sign, it's that detective energy returns for what you desire. And don't forget, this day is the same day, if you saw your monthly forecast, Venus and the moon and the sun. I mean, they're all in your sign, building up to Wednesday, the new moon in your sign. So, and I started with you this week. All right. So this is such a big week for you. Such an important week. Something's going off. Okay. And then it turned off. All right. So Scorpio, happy new moon. It's Wednesday, November 19th or the 20th, depending on where you live, because it's technically it's right around midnight. Okay. It's at 28 degrees. As I said in your monthly forecast, this new moon is not quiet because you've got the sun, moon, and Mercury now all at 28 degrees. So you have a new moon at the same time as a Mercury cazimi. You see that here. So it's really interesting to see this because Mercury is going to be in the heart of the sun. And it's the sun and the moon at the same degree. They're aligning. So you have like a triple alignment here. But you also see that Mercury is going to be opposite Uranus too. All on the same day. Did I even put that here? I didn't even put it here. That's what I'm saying. There's so many aspects. You have Mercury opposite Uranus on the new moon as well. So what does this mean? Well, let's start with this. There's so much to unpack here. This new moon with Uranus involved, it feels it feels like something that wasn't supposed to touch water. It is like an electric eel of a new moon. There's something a little overwhelming here. There is that intensity, yeah. And with Uranus again in the mix, Uranus does bring those, surprises, those jolts, the unpredictable. And remember, it's a new moon in your sign, literally new moon, right? The moon is emotional, and your sign amplifies that, deeply emotional, right? Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio, just the depth is limitless, right? So even, by the way, on the same day, Mercury will trine Neptune in Pisces. Like, you can't make this up. Your new moon is so loaded. I can't even, that's like 4 things happening. And yes, that's amazing. Mercury trining the Neptune, which brings this element of creativity, and it's amazing, and it's dreamy, and it's all about your ideals. It literally puts the passion in compassion. So this new moon, with everything that I just said, oh, you're going to feel something. It's not just about new beginnings. You will feel something on this new moon. You're going to remember that you're not a robot. Nobody is. But anyway, you've got a new moon. You got Mercury Cazimi. You got Mercury opposite Uranus. You got Mercury trine Neptune. That's 4 aspects. And we're only on Wednesday, right? You're riding the tail end of the Grand Water Trine from over the weekend. About to move into another Grand Water Trine that still involves you with Mercury in your sign. So let's bullet point this. 3 things, right? 1, this is Mercury's turf, Wednesday, okay? Sure, you will definitely feel something, but you're also going to have this profound clarity, especially with the Mercury Cazimi. It brings this refresh, this reset. You're going to find meaning in things that you desire, things that you're doing, with the intentions that you're setting. You're going to have this new perspective. It's like you woke up from the spell of Mercury in Sagittarius, and you realize you're no longer in a Disney movie, okay? This is real life. This is your life. You have one life to live, and you are going to own this. It's your new moon, all right? This Mercury Cazimi happening on your new moon, it is a flashpoint. It's an awakening. It's your great awakening. It is partly linked to the past for something new for your future, okay? Which brings us to number 2. It's still a potent new moon, a complicated one, but still powerful. Yeah. And the thing is, you have so much support here because, sure, you're still feeling the waters of the Grand Water Trine, but don't forget Pluto, your modern ruler, is in Aquarius, forming a sextile here. It's a wide sextile, but Pluto's still here. And just looking at what's going on for you, this is possibly the most important thing, because I told you home and family and your roots and ancestry and even like your private life, your 4th house is so activated, but you have Pluto and Aquarius here. All right. So there's a lot going on there. And this is such a great sextile. It's Pluto. He's powerful. He's like the guy in Honora. Did you see that movie? The one it won the Oscar for best film. You know, the guy, the one who was always just there in every scene, just somewhere in the background, but you never missed him. He was always there. His presence, basically as an extra, was so powerful, he was nominated for an Oscar. I mean, that's Pluto right now. Pluto has your back. Okay? So please set intentions for your new moon. Transformative ones. Pluto is all about transformation. And we're still in your season. It's all about death and rebirth. You already went through the death part. Remember, I explained that. You are now being reborn. This is your rebirth. When it comes to whatever you want, it's your new moon. So this will carry you for 6 months into May 2026. All right? Now, the last thing, number 5. Uranus in Taurus opposite the new moon, and Mercury in your sign, 28 degrees. Mercury was at this degree on October 28th. Okay? You heard me, right? 28 degrees on October 28th. I hope you got the numeral reference here. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 1, new beginning. But the bigger thing is that something from that time can be brought up unexpectedly. Okay? Uranus is bringing things up from around that time. Okay? So give it a thunk. Yeah? Because Uranus is at 29 degrees, at a critical degree. So he's still rumbling. Remember, he just moved back into Taurus. He's slow. He moves slow. He's an outer planet. And he brings those disruptions and the unexpected. And he breaks the rules. And especially here, opposite Mercury, yeah, communication, tech, etc. Your values, self value, your finances, yeah. Taurus is a finance sign, but Taurus is also your opposite sign. So relationships and love and marriage and partnerships and contracts and agreements. So whatever happens, remember, he is retrograde too, with Saturn, with Neptune, with a Mercury Cazimi. So you could have this radical internal breakthrough, this awakening of not only who you were in the past, but from this point forward, who you're meant to be. Now, cross watchers, by the way, if you watch for your rising or your moon, for your husband or for your daughter, for your barber, doesn't matter, your secret lover, you're a Scorpio. I'm joking, JK, fixed signs, yeah, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. I'm throwing in Cancer and Pisces are going to feel this new moon the most. If you have any planets in your natal chart, your birth chart, between 26 to 0 degrees in any of those signs, oh, buckle up. Buckle up. All right. The other thing is, even though that the sun and the moon and Mercury in your sign are the headliners for this day, not on the whiteboard. Or did I put it here? No, not on the whiteboard. So you got 5 things happening on this new moon in your sign. Venus. Well, we didn't forget about Venus, right? Venus is in your sign. Yeah. Venus, love and money. I told you love and money is going to be big themes for you. She's also creativity, creative projects, beauty, shopping, etc. Well, she's got presence too. And remember, Venus in Scorpio, she gives 0 Fs. That's Venus in Scorpio, okay? She gets to wear her leather boots, throws rocks at your window to get your attention. That's Venus in Scorpio. Anyway, she's going to be connecting with the nodes. We've got this nodal axis where Venus in your sign is going to be trining the North Node in Pisces, sextile the South Node in Virgo. What? I'm not even joking. This is, again, history books, okay? Whatever happens for you at this time, please set intentions, okay? Speak words into the ether with Mercury in your sign. So, and it's something fated, right? This is something big and fated. Not only a new moon in your sign with a Mercury Cazimi at the same time, you got Venus connecting with the nodes, aligning with the nodes. There's something fated. It's the nodes of fate that's happening for you that has to do with love and money and creativity, but also sex and having kids. A lot of y'all are having kids. You have Venus with the North Node in Pisces in your 5th house of procreation, of having kids, but also hobbies. You may start a new hobby. It's also relationships. It's true love. But then there's something here where it's like you're spending more time in one-on-one situations and with family versus friends, right? That's your evolution of what I'm seeing here. Now, and remember, it's still all very intense Scorpio energy. Now, Thursday, November 20th. Wow. This is the biggest highlight. You've got Uranus in Taurus, sextile Neptune in Pisces. Welcome to your epiphany. This is it, okay? Major highlight. And I speak about this in detail in that video. I'll leave it at the end of this video. What you can expect for you for the next 2 years of your life. Scorpio, okay? With what's happening here with Uranus, sextile Neptune. This is generational. It is culturally defining. We haven't had this aspect since the late 1960s, okay? The era of love and peace and happiness. And that pretty much sums up this aspect, being free, right? Being open-minded and curious and liberated. Creative energy, revolutionary, a collective awakening. Keyword collective. I said it's generational. Yeah. Oh, it's part of the prison portal. I talk about you look. I did a video, okay? So just watch it. I talk a lot about it. It's going to be very important in the direction of the collective, but also you and the role that you play. And it's at 29 degrees. That is extra potent. That's that critical degree point. This aspect has magnitude, but it's two outer planets. So it's kind of like things happening behind the surface. So it's kind of like that little tug, right? What is it called when the thing in the water, like you're in the ocean, the undertow? It's like that. But you are definitely going to feel this mostly internally because they're both retrograde the planets, right? So it's more about your personal revolution within a spiritual revolution that began this fall and will continue for years, because it's from this moment forward, you're going to realize all the answers you seek come from within. That's that awakening that you're going to have this week, because you've got this incredibly potent new moon. Oh my goodness, you're going to have huge breakthroughs, okay? With your values, with love, with true love, with romance, things that bring you pleasure and joy and creativity. Remember, your fifth house is activated. Neptune is in Pisces. All right? So, and Uranus and Taurus, all about breakthroughs, wake-up calls. This is a slow burn, though. Remember, this is a 5-part story. These planets are meeting 5 times in the next 2 years. So this point, it's almost like a prelude to your hero's journey. Remember, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, February 2026, brand new era. So this is the biggest peak of this aspect before they perfect July 2026. A month that, again, that's going to go down in history books, which I talk about in Great Awakener all the time. I just talked about this, but when I say this is rare, Uranus and Neptune, after they meet up 5 times through 2027, we won't see that again. Nobody will until 2137. That's how rare this is. Okay? You're having big breakthroughs, love, relationships, marriage, all of that. Your life is changing enormously. All right. Now, Friday, November 21st. You got the sun opposite Uranus, but it's also trine Neptune, both at 29 degrees. This is big, all right? This is your weekend, by the way. All right. So you've got the sun in your sign opposite Uranus. Uranus keeps on rumbling. And remember, I said that, I think I said this last week, the Taurus Scorpio axis, it's all about finances and relationships and intimacy and comfort. And there could be, with Uranus here, something out of the blue. And whatever it is, the sun trining Neptune, that's going to bring creative solutions, compassion. It keeps the tire iron in the trunk. Remember, answers are within you, okay? But then you've got the sun moving into Sagittarius, joining Mars. Don't forget, Mars is in Sagittarius all month. And whoa, that is fiery, right? So what does that mean for you? 2 things. A, you're going to feel some energy around money and finances, a lot of movement here. But remember what I talked about last week, that tug of war with all these planets retrograde, and Mars just wants to go. So you got to remember, I said practice patience. But this is going to be a big thing. We're moving into Sagittarius season. Your whole focus for the next 4 weeks will be money and finances and what brings you modern comfort and relationships. Okay. And again, material possessions, you're going to buy things, but the bigger theme is, what is the big picture for you? What's your quest all about? I mean, the next 4 weeks, you are going to have this hunger for adventure, expanding your horizons, traveling, becoming wiser for your work, your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your legacy. It doesn't matter, because Mars will make you go after your calling. And you are going to have the faith of a Girl Scout, okay? This is a season of fire and freedom. And with everything that's happening this week, how you're going to feel, right? You're going to think. You're going to explore. Buckle up. Buckle up. Because remember, Sagittarius is the archer, the centaur. those horse legs, they're not idle, especially with Mars here. All right. So anyway, who's gonna feel okay? So Sun in your sign, opposite Uranus. Yeah. Of course, you know that's gonna be you and all the other fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. If you know your natal chart, planets 27 to 0 degrees, you'll feel it. All right. There may be some, unexpected things, but look at, I mean, like, come on. Didn't it feel like a monthly forecast? Now you've got Saturday, the 22nd. There you go. You see Mercury in your sign trining Saturn and Jupiter. Whoa. And remember, Jupiter's trine Saturn. There is your second grand water trine this week. What? Right? So Mercury's on a dinner cruise. Mercury's on a dinner cruise. They got the good catch up. You're going to feel this effortlessness. That's what these grand water trines do, right? Remember, water flows, and it's Mercury. So you're going to be networking, you're going to be communicating, you're going to be building bridges, launching projects, businesses as well. You're going to be traveling. You're going to feel that smooth sailing. This is all you. This is all you. Mercury being communication, the mind, all of that, everything that I just mentioned. But you have to remember Jupiter in Cancer in your 9th, and you've got Saturn in Pisces in your 5th as well. So there's something here that's really eye-opening for you. And it's going to be stimulating for you as well. I love this for you. You can throw in Neptune too. Neptune's part of this. Neptune's only a few degrees apart. Neptune's in Pisces too. Yeah. So that imagination, this is all about cruise control and your intuition. Yeah. That Piscean energy, but also it's all water signs. Water signs are the most intuitive. So this is just you at the helm. Remember, water is fluid. Okay. What I love about this water trine, by the way, is that it is almost like with Mercury involved, like fluid poetry. There's something stabilizing and hopeful about it, especially after coming after the day before with the opposition of Uranus, the stormy waters, and with the turning of the tides. You're riding the waves into a brand new era from this point forward. And never forget, because it feels so hopeful. Remember, I talked about that relief. Hope is the pillar that supports the world. And I say that because you are going to see things, and everyone will, more in terms of the collective. All right. So the 22nd, by the way, you've got the sun in Sagittarius now, sextile Pluto and Aquarius. There is something here that's just so nice. It feels really good. After a bonkers, bananas, applesauce week like that, this is where, with this aspect, you're rewarded for your integrity, for your honesty. It's like do the right thing, superhero energy. Okay. It feels really good. Pluto brings that authority too. You could really have this like impressive impact on a VIP, on a boss. Find yourself being incredibly influential, empowered, feeling the rush of the water trine. All right. Now remember, a lot of emphasis on home, family, and money for you. And this is amazing. It's a sextile. It's a window of opportunity. It's your cruise control. All right. This is your cruise. It's your sea. Set your sail. All right. Set your sail and go forth. And you are, before I make a joke about sailing on the tarot ship, fire and air signs are going to feel this aspect the most. If you have any planets 0 to 4 degrees in any fire and air sign, you'll feel it. But you know that you're going to feel this entire week. It was made for you. How much time we got here? Okay, Scorpio, let's get started. Yeah, you want to do that? Let's do it. Scorpio, let's get started. Okay, let's see what's going on for you for November, for the week of your new moon. Let's just call it the week of your new moon. It's a big one. It's a big one. All right, Scorpio. Sun, moon, and rising for the week of your big new moon. And Mercury Kazemi. And Venus in your sign. The nodal axis. Mercury opposite. I like just so many things. I do a traditional cultic cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know we will. And happy birthday if you're late, Scorpio. If your birthday is on the 20th, or that was the day of the new moon, right? That's a big one. Or any day this week, to be honest. You saw literally an aspect every day. Some with 5. You know I love y'all. All right, Scorpio. I just okay. Just don't even. What can I give you this time? Look how big that. Yeah, it's got really. Okay, that's what you're gonna get. Oh, look, you got an extra card. That's what happens when you do spreads like this at 4 a.m. I'm joking. It's not that late. It's 3. You get the Ace of Pentacles. You're getting like it's already happening. It's already happening. You saw your month so far. You've lived your month so far. You've seen what November's been like. The first half of the month, by the way, yeah, still like, but then you got all these grand water trines. You got something powerful happening with that Ace of Pentacles, okay? Now, I did say money's going to be a big theme for you. I said, oh, look, you got Mars and Sagittarius bringing you all this money in your second house. And then all these aspects that are happening in your sign. I mean, you're a sign of wealth too, like wealth building. Like I said earlier, legacy, you know, inheritance, investments, and things like that. But you see there is something special happening. You see that golden pathway that's just opening up for you. Really amazing. You're onto something new. Here it is. The universe is giving you this big gift for the tail end of your birthday season, for the very unique new moon that's happening in your sign, opening new doors, new journeys, all of that. Okay. Has to do with money and wealth. Or again, you may be getting something. Are y'all? Well, I'm gonna look over here, but maybe, yeah, there could be something coming into your physical world as well. But there's definitely a new journey for you. And then you've got the King of Swords in the heart of your spread. There you go. I mean, this is authority. This is someone who doesn't flinch when he speaks. This is someone who gives the orders. Yeah. He's the one who basically, like, you know, the old wars and stuff, when they brought out those maps, he's the one that like points at the places and like draws stuff. Like, this is the one. He's all about strategy. He's smart, he's cunning, but he is influential. Okay, whether people like him or not, he's influential, and he can be very intimidating. It's a really big sword. And the other thing is, he's the only king that looks directly at you, and there is that intensity there, right? He has nothing to hide. He's fearless. He has nothing to fear. And no one can hide anything from him. And that's how you like it, Scorpio. And that's what you're going to be. You're going to have this authority. It looks like you're going to be moving on some big decision. Could even be a contract. Swords are all about communication, but it is up here, intellect, all, you know, logic, thinking, etc. I really like this. It just seems like there are going to be some important conversations that you initiate as well. And it could be part of this new journey, but you've got to, you know, not only walk the walk, but talk the talk too. It looks like you're going to nail it. Now, you got the 7 of Wands in your challenge area. Very interesting. Okay. So with the 7 of Wands, the 7 of Wands really, it's all about valor. And there's this competitive spirit to it. And you've got it in your challenge area. So don't let your guard down. Okay. You're going to be, it doesn't even feel, if anything, it's going to be someone that may be defensive in your life, and you're going to have to, because you're going to have to hold back some of that power. You're going to feel the energies of this new moon and the grand water trines and everything else that you saw. Most of the aspects were all about you, right? This is your week. So just be you, be your authentic self. Self-love, because you don't see any cups, right? So bring that in. The other thing is that, yeah, there could be something here where it really is just not seeing eye to eye with someone, or there could be bottleneck You're going to be fine. You got more power here. You got the star too. And your crown. You've got hopes. You've got wishes. You got dreams. Nothing's going to get in your way. You got the Ten of Swords and the root of your spread. Yeah. You're putting things to bed. Things that have been up here. And remember, Mercury's moving back into your sign, retrograde. So a lot of things from the past may be coming back. And it could be this point where you're just like, nope, no more. All right. It's like Sidney Prescott by, 30 minutes into the any of the movies where she's got that. They do the close up on her face. She's over it. No more. I'm going to get you. I'm going to find out who you are. That kind of feeling. 10 is the end, by the way, right? It's done. It's done, right? Those are clouds. They're clearing. The sun is actually coming out. And you see the hand gesture right here. The same as the Hierophant. Why is that a big deal? Because it's blessings. Is the Hierophant is the high priest who's actually attributed to Taurus, your opposite sign. And so very interesting what's happening here. There's something you're taking control of your narrative. You're in the driver's seat. You're not a passenger. Yeah. You're steering the party boat that you're on. Anyway, you have the Six of Pentacles in your future. That's what I love about this, because I just pointed this out. And we call him the young Hierophant. Same hand gesture. Okay. And so there is a sense of what you have gone through. You are learning from. It's empowered you. You see that, right? Especially anything that could have taken up way too much headspace. And once you put it to bed, once you learn from it, once you say, this has happened, and it could have been betrayal. It could have been me betraying myself. It could have been me overthinking things to the point of like even burnout. Whatever relates to the situation, any circumstance you've been going through, you're finally putting it to bed. And look at where that puts you. It puts you in a place where now you are helping others and supporting others from your past experiences so they don't have to go through what you did. And it could also be, if you are in need of support, you are making room for it. Because I always say everything is energy. This is energetic. This, speaking of hope, right? There's so much support going around here. And it's generosity, and your gratitude. But what does that take? Inspired actions, not just actions, inspired actions. You've got to feel something, okay? And the last thing that I'm going to say is, it's Pentacles. If you're seeking support in a financial sense, it's coming. It's in your future. If you're in a position where you're like, I want to support others, I'm really feeling the vibe of the late 1960s with Uranus sextile Neptune, and I'm going to contribute to the collective. There you go. All right. I really love this, but boop, boop, boop. What was happening here? That was it. Let's get to your stuff. Scorpio, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I actually really want to know. I want to know. This has been a month. And you're moving into one of the unforgettable, you're just going to have a week. You're going to have a week. You don't love y'all. All right. So, yeah. You're going to have a week. You're going to have a big week. There you go. I'll give you you should have gotten a ding earlier. Yeah. I'll give you the wise owl. Okay. Now, you got the Four of Pentacles. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Save some money. Okay. You listen, when you've got Mars and Sagittarius, remember I said that's fiery. It's also Mars. He can be a little aggressive. You could be spending a lot. And I'm not saying like don't spend money. It's all about the balance, right? With the scale in his hand. This is just saying, hey, you got a lot of focus on the foundations of your life. You got a lot of focus on home and family. And if there's anything that you want to do right now is think about your future, save for your future, plan things out, not 1 year ahead, not 2 years ahead, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, right? Remember, you're focused on your legacy. And so you've got to expand up here that far, okay? Because it's all about investments. And it doesn't have to be money, by the way. Remember, pentacles are your physical world, your physical realm. But when you got a lot of pentacles like this, with Mars and Sagittarius, in your second house of income, salary, all of that, something to be said. You've also, yeah, okay. Oh, and yeah, and this is where it could, because you do have Mars and Sagittarius, and remember, you are going to have the Sun sextile Pluto as well. There's a lot happening there toward the end of the week. Remember, I talked about material possessions, even with that Ace of Pentacles. There's a huge attachment to that here. So just be mindful of that. Do you really need that Buick? High Priestess. In your external factors area, you're good. She's a guardian of the subconscious. She is, she's very you, to be honest. She's very you. It's very, has that sense of mystery, has those eyes, but also just the most intuitive person ever. And remember, we talked about the high priest, right? The Hierophant. You have the high priestess. Okay. So very interesting. I really love what's happening here. There is a sense of like that inner wisdom that I was talking about, that divine knowledge that's all inside you. It's all inside you. Yeah. And so we can talk about the veil here. We can talk about seeing beyond the veil. It's all within you. You're going to have it. She's in your external factors area. So you're going to go deep this week, especially with a new moon like this in your sign. You're going to go really deep on a very subconscious level, even a psychological level. Like there's got to be a lot of deep thinking. Don't be afraid. She's protecting you. Now you got the Lovers. Not surprised. It's a week of relationships and partnerships. Doesn't have to be love, by the way. If you're not for love, it can be, business partners and whatnot. But it seems like it is the one thing that you're really seeking to happen. Yeah? Choices, too. Having options, having choices. Because it's been a retrograde type of month. Now, Judgment in your final outcome. There's your spiritual awakening. This is profound. This is extraordinary. Look at that. You see, you got an archangel in your final outcome. You've got Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet. This is the only card in all tarot that has a huge connotation of sound. What is sound? It's healing, just like water, right? It's vibrations. It's frequency. Yeah? It's healing. And it's so moving when you hear the blow of the trumpet. The dead, they're arisen. Remember, you've gone through your death and rebirth, but this is your rebirth part with a new moon. So there's, again, something inside you. It just feels like it's going to awaken. And something is going to happen even with all these pentacles representing your physical world, like circumstantially, something that these profound moments that you're going to have with that new moon, the Mercury Cazimi, everything that's happening, Uranus sextile, Neptune. I love this. Absolutely amazing. And Judgment is actually attributed to Pluto. And so there you go. There's a ruler. Pluto being in your fourth, once again, that's a lot of emphasis on you, the foundation that you're building for yourself. This grand water trine with Saturn involved in all of them, that is bringing that support and stability. You're all set. What's this sneaky little? You want to see? Oh yeah, you got the Page of Swords. Wow. All right. There's your bonus card. Yeah. There's something here. Remember, I said you're gonna be having this new perspective, especially with the Mercury Cazimi in your sign. There's just something here. Something here. This new way of thinking. He is the messenger too, and it is swords. You could be getting a surprise message, or you could be just getting a message. Or it could be you announcing something, but there's definitely this new way of seeing something and thinking something. How interesting is this? Didn't you get something like this last time? What if you see you got all major arcana, you got all court cards and all pentacles, you take these away? Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. It's gonna be a very significant week. Words are powerful. Keep that in mind. All right. There's definitely new energy running through this, but a lot of emphasis on it's almost like what you have and what you don't have yet that you're going to make sure you get. Yeah. It's going to bring you this, ooh, again, big wake up call. This is seeking that meaningful life experience, right? When you have that big moment, that moment of clarity, and it can come unexpectedly with all these Uranus oppositions and aspects that are happening. But I really love that for you. And when you move into Sagittarius season anyway, toward the end of the week, that's what it is. But I said it's like expanding your horizons. It's going to be a thing. Anyway, Scorpio, thanks so much. Next week, oh yeah. By the way, that's a whole other thing. Next week, we have another one. We have Venus in a grand water. I like Venus in your sign. You've got so much happening. We have so much happening next week. I'll see you next week. And then, yeah, if you like this reading, it'd be great. Did I say that? Like, subscribe, leave comments. Happy birthday, Scorpios. I hope it's a banger. Do people still say that? And then tier 3 members, have they ever? Tier 3 members, we're going to do a very special spread. We're going to do one just on the new moon. We're going to isolate this new moon. It's bananas, okay? So, tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members. Scorpio, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.